Today's video is sponsored by the Capsule Corp store. Start Dokkan right now with an account containing LRs or even ones with story completed. Each account contains an abundance of stones so you can start something straight away. If you're interested, go to thecapsulecorpstore.com. Link is in the description. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name's JPhanta. Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top free-to-play category teams. Now, I do want to mention a few things before we get into this list. One, there is no particular order. Two, this is purely my opinion. So if I did miss a team out, make sure you leave it down in the comment section. Tell me why you think your specific team should be in this list. And three, you're going to see some pay-to-play units in here, and that's because they're going to be acting as your friend leaders, since you can pick any unit from your friends list. So, without further ado, let's get into the list. You will see some units on the bottom right and more to the right in itself, just because they're like some substitute units, and I'll be talking about those units as we go along. So, the first team that we have here is the Resurrected Warriors category, and we're going to mainly focus on the extreme side, because one of the downfalls with this team is that you can't really use super units, and that's because Frieza's passive debuffs super type units, and you're also going to be running Meta Cooler as your own leader. And if you didn't know, he's a 70% extreme type ally, so that means only extreme units will be able to get the full potential of the leader skills. Now, the reason why this team is so good is because of just the links in general. Like, you have Final Form Frieza and Golden Frieza having 6 links together, which is together, they provide 45% attack up and 7 ki, which is at that point a guaranteed super attack. And 45% attack up is no joke. And altogether, you have a 240% attack and defense up, and then 200% HP through the leader skill. And, you know, LR Meta Cooler is just a really good unit in general. Now, because you are only running extreme units, you are missing on those really good Resurrected Warriors super type units. And some of them are, you know, the Easy A Piccolo. He's considered like the top non-LR free-to-play unit. And we also have Bardock. Although you don't really need him for damage, just for the seal power, it's nice to get that little bit of HP bonus. And then obviously the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku being one of the highest attack up passives in the game for free-to-play. You're missing out on his attack damage as well. So really, the only full team that you can make using Extreme is kind of like this. You have Majin Vegeta, Demon King Piccolo as a support unit, and Bio Broly in the floater spot. Bio Broly being a pretty good tank with that high defense stat. Piccolo being the supportive unit, making it easier for the LR Meta Cooler to get that 18 ki super. And then once you build up Majin Vegeta's attack and defense, he's going to be pretty good as well. So yeah, that's the first team. Resurrected Warriors. Let's get into the second team. The second team that we're going to be talking about is the Android category. Now, the good reasons for this team is they have very good amount of key links. You will see once I hover through all these key links, like how much they get together. The only problems about this team that I can think of is the team setup and the rotation. So, obviously, you have 2 pay-to-play leaders to pick from, and that is Android 17 and Margin 21. Now, if you are going to be running Margin 21, you obviously want to run the Android Cell GT, because he is an extreme support unit. And with that said, like, you don't really want to run these 2 units because they don't get that, you know, support buff. And also Android 21, the good one, the free-to-play one that we use as our leader, won't get that boost as well. Good thing about her is she can provide all Android categories, the support boost that she provides in her passive. You also have really good units. The LR Androids become really good in this category. Also, the Android 13 is really good as well. So if you run Android 17, however, obviously you don't really want to run Cell, because now you have more super units, and that means Cell's passive is kind of useless in a way. And also, with that said, like, do you want 21 in the floater spot, or do you want to link her up with Margin 21, which has 5 key links? And that goes with the same as the 17. Like, you can't link both 17s together. You can link Android 18, which is 4 key, but you obviously don't want like a defensive unit as in your main rotation. But you do still have the LR Androids, which is good. But then again, like, what do you have in your second rotation? Do you want the key link with the 4 with the Android 17 and 18? Do you want the, you know, Android 13, but not have that many key links together, or key? And then if you run Android 13, I think the best option to link with him is the STR 13, which, yeah, it's mostly just flat boosts at that point. So yeah, it's a lot of problems with just rotation. I found that problem when I was doing the showcase for that team as well. But don't sleep on how much these guys can debuff, man. Like almost every single unit here can debuff, and by the end of the Dokkan event, you'll see them tank all the damage through the opponent. It's just like double-digit damage just because you've lowered the attack so many times in that event. Just like these 3 units here lower attack by themselves, and that's super, super awesome. So that's Android category. Let's get into the next category. I'm trying to explain to my best abilities. Hopefully, I'm not missing anything too much. But the third team that we're going to talk about is the Universe Survival Saga arc. I'm going to include the Universe 7 Representatives team because that's almost the exact same team. You will switch a few units out, which I'll explain later. But this is pretty much the main, what I consider the best Universe Survival Saga arc team here. You have, Jiren as the leader, 150% for the category. And next to him, you have UI Goku. They provide godly power and the 3 key through the Tournament of Power link, which is a very good bonus for this category. They just provide each other so much key that you can run the Tech Jiren as your own leader. He doesn't provide any key, but the 60% HP attack and defense up is very, very good as a leader skill. And because UI Goku also provides 3 key for the category, you shouldn't have any problems, especially when you have Kale, who's also providing key. So everybody has 3 key up straight away, which kind of equals out Jiren not having the 3 key. And then almost every single turn, you will always have a key supportive unit in there as well. And then in the second rotation, you have Caulifla and Kaba, which together themselves provide 5 keys. So you are guaranteed with a super attack with these 2 together. The problem is this kind of rotation, which you may get unlucky at some points, but starting off with 9 key, it's pretty easy to get that last 3 key. And then obviously when you have a Universe Survival Saga arc, you've capped out these guys' passive, getting that 49% crit rate, and also getting that 60% dodge rate, and getting that 80% attack stat increase through the passive. You also have Sealing Power. If you don't need Sealing Power, Android 18 is there for the Stunning Power. If you don't need any Sealing or Stunning, Goten and Trunks is a nice addition. But with the Universe 7 arc, you're obviously going to replace Jiren with LR Goku and Frieza. Obviously, they're like the best LRs out right now. And obviously, Jiren's out of there. You're going to run Android 17 as the leader, as he provides the most HP, attack, and defense for the category, of course. Kale's out of there, and you obviously have, instead of Kaba and Caulifla in the rotation, I would consider the Golden Frieza and the Final Form Frieza because they have the exact same 6 links activated as like the Resurrected Warrior category. So yeah, that kind of combines together into, one category. It's almost the exact same, just switching out a few units. But yeah, let's get into the next team, which is Dynamic Category. Yay! Everybody was looking forward for this for sure. I'm going to put the Ginyu Force and Dynamic Category together like we did with the Universe Survival Saga arc. So it's like kind of like a bigger list, but it's kind of the same thing. The Ginyu Force is technically Dynamic Saga category team. And this is the team I would run in the Dynamic category. I personally like the Dynamic category compared to the Ginyu Force category just because you have more choices in your team. Like, you can bring the Easy A Piccolo, Easy A Gohan, which are top tier free-to-play unit. And you don't have to run some of the useless Ginyu Force members like Berta. I feel like is kind of useless at this point. Raccoon is still good. I would consider using him. Goldo, sometimes you can't stun, but the debuffs are pretty good as well. But yeah, you have LR Frieza, LR Ginyu, and then Jace as the floaters. Jace is really good for picking out those super attacks. Ginyu for the key. Frieza is probably going to have the most difficulty getting that 18 key super, so that's my only problem there. But you have so many to pick, you have some good units to pick from, and you obviously most likely have all of these 100%, excluding the Ginyu and maybe the Frieza and the LRs pretty much. But yeah, there's not much to talk about. Everybody knows the Ginyu Force team, everybody knows the Dynamic Category team, so let's get into it. You know the ups and downs. Next, we have something that you probably only run on JP at the moment, and that is Hybrid Saiyans. Now, on Global, I will say it is a pretty difficult team to run on Global just because of this guy right here, Kid Gohan. There's so many good Kid Gohan units, I have no idea which one to run. So, if you run the LR Gohan, which provides a 77% stat boost and 3 key, you can't run this guy, which is a good damage dealer. And if you run the free-to-play category lead, which is the Icarus Gohan, the 30% stat boost and the tanking unit, then you can't run either the LR or the EZA unit. But luckily, This guy right here gets an awakening on JP very soon, or he's already out depending on when I release this video. And he provides, when he awakens, all types, key plus 3, 50% in stat boost as well, or key plus 2, one of the two. And he's a very good unit when he awakens, like really, really good. And I would keep him in the main rotation. He's actually really good. B-Pan, nice defensive unit. Has the heals, has the damage reduction, has the stunning power. Ultimate Gohan as your friend leader because he's the only hybrid Saiyan category leader at the moment. The only bad thing that I see with this team is the lack of really good links. Like, pretty much the highest attack link you have is Z-Fighters. Not everybody has Z-Fighters. And then you have Saiyan Blood, which is like 1 key only. And, you know, maybe those flat boosts, you know, Sun Family. It's just not that great in key links, even for free-to-play. I know pay-to-play has the same problems as well. But fortunately for us, we have support units in the floater spot. So you have the Teen Gohan and the High School Gohan, which provides key and stat boost. So that's really good. They make up for the lack of good key links and good attack links. And then we have LR Trunks. I didn't know if I should put him in the main rotation or not. So I'm going to put him in the floater. Sometimes he doesn't get that much attack because you're only versing one enemy. It's up to you if you want to put him in the main rotation or not. But he's there just because he's still very, very good. And then these bottom 3 are replacements. So if you want criticals, more rate criticals, then that's good. Another support unit, although no key. And then Trunks here is pretty good with Fierce Battle. But if you run him, you can't run the LR Trunks. So it's up to you what you want to do. At least there's a little bit of variety compared to some other teams, like the Resurrected Warriors team. With that said, let's get into, what are we on? The 6th team. This team here, the big bad bosses, I feel like will be the most fun team to use when I get my hands on this, if I get my hands on this. You're running Turles as the friend leader, and next to him, you're going to have the Final Form Cooler that awakens from the World Tournament banner. And he's very good. He's an AGL support unit, so since we don't have that many AGL units, he's going to have to link up with Turles, and he's still very good. Like, he gets a maximum of 50% attack boost through his passive, and he has, you know, the additional attacks, which is really, really good. He provides attack and defense plus 40%, which buffs Turles a lot, especially in his pre-form, since he doesn't get that much attack boost until he transforms. And when he does transform, then you're going to see a lot of that damage. I've never seen such teams with so many attack links together for free-to-play, of course. Like, Nightmare is such a prominent link here. We have Big Bad Bosses link. Like, Conquest for Ambition. There's so many attack links that it's insane. Like, what is this? But yeah, you have LR Cooler again as the leader, 70%. And you're all together going to get that 220% HP attack and defense boost. So that's good. And I'll probably put these two together. Just because, you know, Nightmare, 2 key, LR Cooler being a very good LR free-to-play card, and then Turles for the stuns, and for the link set, Bio Broly for tanking. If you don't want Bio Broly's high defense, and you want damage reduction, then Android 13 will be a good replacement. Then we have Cooler here, which is a nice linking partner overall with Fierce Battle, which can link up with Turles, and linking up with Cooler is very, very good. If you don't want him, and you want a percentage boost, because Cooler does only have a flat boost, then Lord Slug will probably be your next pick, which has, I think, the Nightmare link as well. It's just that he won't get the boost from Cooler as much as he would normally. And especially since Cooler provides AGL units, this guy will get a little bit more buff increase when he's linked up with him. But yeah, I definitely am excited to run this team out of all the other teams, but because I haven't used it, hopefully it is as good as it seems on paper. So let's get into the third last team, which is the Buu Saga team. And this team here, I think, will have the most HP stat out of all of them, just because you're running 3 LRs with a pay-to-play friend. Unlike the Namek team with 3 LRs as well, they don't get the 170 boost through the pay-to-play leader, and the 130 boost from the leader as well. So this makes it just a little bit higher in stats, and these LRs are not too bad. You got LR Hercule, which I think is a really good LR. You guys sleep on him too much. He has the stun power, he has the defense, he has some decent attack. And then you have the LR Great Saiyan 1 and 2, which is a key battery as well as a defense battery. So that's also pretty good. And for the leaders, you got 3 leaders to pick from. So you have Beginner, the SR Vegeta, which only provides the category 2 key, and I think just 30% boost. Then you have the medium leader, which is the Super Saiyan 2 Goku, which provides super type allies, Ki plus 2, and 70% attack and HP defense up. And then you have the extreme, a veteran player, which is the 1000 day Goku, providing 100% HP attack and defense. So this team is very accessible to everybody, excluding the high school Gohan, which is a very good supportive unit. I would say one of the best, free-to-play support unit. Some units you can place is Mars Saiyan Physical, which is only World Tournament, or if you aren't running the Super Saiyan 2 Goku, you can run Majin Vegeta, so he can get the boost as well. Or the Vegeta World Tournament, or Candy Vegeta for the Dodgers. There's a lot of World Tournament exclusive cards, which is probably one big problem as well. But most of these cards are pretty good. You have Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku here, which has Fierce Battle. Super Saiyan, which provides Vegeta that extra little boost in attack, which will be very helpful in the long run when he keeps increasing his attack stat. But yeah, that is a pretty good team. One thing, if there was an int unit, I'd probably run LR Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 as a leader if you don't have 1000 day Goku. But unfortunately, there's no good int free-to-play Buu Saga teams. So, let's get into the penultimate team, which is the Pure Saiyans, which has a spider web of links. Like, look at this. I tried my best to, make it as neat as possible with all of these lines. But Pure Saiyans do have the most variety for a free-to-play category team. So many team variations for every single event, pretty much. So obviously you're going to have the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta as your friend. And linking up with him would be Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, just because of the Fierce Battle. You just want to boost the attack up as much as possible. You have 4 leaders to pick from. So you have Kaioken Goku, then you have the 2 from what was in the Buu Saga team. And then you have an additional Super Battle Road Goku, which provides the same stat boost as the 1000 day Goku. I prefer having the Super Battle Road one, just because he's a supportive unit compared to Goku here, which is only attack and a little bit of healing. You have 3 Super Saiyan Gokus to pick from. Either you want some damage output with LR Goku, or you want the support unit. There's not many support units. That's why I wanted to run the Int Goku, so then I don't really need to run these 2. And then you can run the big LR Goku. You have Bardock for the seals, and you have a few tanks to pick from. You have the base Goku here. Now, if you can't run base Goku if you have the LR Gokus in your leader slots for the best Pure Saiyans category team, free to play, then you either have to pick one of these 2 Vegetas if you want a high defensive unit. Majin Vegeta probably be the best, just because he has a higher defensive boost in total compared to this Vegeta. And then there is an option to run Universe Survival Saga version. So if you run all these 3 units here, you'll be able to cap out Caulifla's passive, which is 60% dodge rate and 80% attack boost. And then Cabba here will probably get a 28% crit rate through his passive as well, which is still pretty good. And then you have this lonely Kid Goku, which can be very useful in those events with multiple enemies. But yeah, a lot to pick from. It's up to you what you want to use, because you can't really go wrong with this team. There's just a lot to pick from. But yeah, let's get into the final team. And out of all the teams that I've mentioned, you should already know which one this is. And that is Realm of Gods. Coming out of nowhere, being one of the best free-to-play teams out there. Because of the new Kais that release, we have... we're going to use still LR Vegeta Blue as the leader. 70% boost in stats, and then 3 Ki. And then UI Goku as the friend leader. They're going to link up together. It's only 2 Ki, but... there's not really much options you have. This is the only problem with the team. Instead of a lot of key links and stuff like that, you are getting very minimal links, but you still have the godly power. So that's a 15% attack boost, which is really, really good. Whis here, stunning, heals, which is nice. I don't think you will use that passive as much, so you can replace him anytime you want. You have Kami here, which is the best Realm of God supportive unit for super type allies. Really, really good. Provides a lot for the team. Attack and defense plus 25% up and 2 Ki. And then we have Beerus here for the 90% attack up. You have 2 selections of replacement. So if you do want to use UI Goku, if you don't have Beerus, because Beerus is definitely the harder hitter. Because, 90% attack up compared to 80% attack up. But you can still use UI Goku if you want, especially if you're versing a tech event where Beerus has the type disadvantage. And then you have a tank if you really do need which I don't think you will, because LR Vegeta is already a tank. This guy, Supreme Kai, amazing card. Like, I can't wait to get my hands on him. His highest potential is 140% attack and defense up, because every single Realm of Gods unit you have on the team increases his attack and defense by 20%. Max amount of Realm of Gods units you can have is 7, so 7 times 20, 140%. And he also gets Ki plus 1 for every single unit, so he will get a total of 7 Ki and 140%, which will guarantee a super attack with him every single time, and he's the only unit that has a guaranteed 140% attack up, so the highest attack boost guaranteed. As long as you have a Realm of Gods team, compared to Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, which has a high chance, which I don't like. But yeah, so there's a lot to pick from. The only problem is there's no ceiling power, and then you have this West Kai, which has a 49% crit rate, same passive as the Super Saiyan Cabba, but instead of 80% attack up like Cabba does, she has attack and defense plus 50% up, which means she can tank a little bit, and she can do a decent amount of damage, because she has the godly power thing as well. So yeah, that is all 9 teams we talked about. Technically it was 11 because I fused some of them, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. Thank you, big shout outs to DokkanBattleBuilder.com for letting me use the site. I appreciate it, made the video a lot more easier for me to make. But yeah guys, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, comment down below. Again, your thoughts on my list. Do you think I could have improved on it? Is there anything I'm missing? Subscribe if you're new. Share this video around. But as always, thank you guys for watching. It's been JPhanta, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay fizzy. Peace out.